Hi, my name is Milan. I want to do a quick review of our system that we got through GoSolr, and I hope you enjoy this and I hope it's educational and very helpful. We opted for the large system. They came out the first day, they installed the inverter and the two batteries, and then also a couple of the circuit breakers as well. So that was day one. And then the second day, a couple of weeks later, they had a shortage of some brackets, and a couple of weeks later they installed the solar panels as well. But let me take you through the system. Okay, so that's the inverter. That's the heart of the system. So that is the first component that's very important. And there is the batteries, a second portion of the component. And the third portion, let's say that's a solar panel. And in between we have all the wirings that must be done properly by these specialists. Okay, great. So firstly, there's it's a DEYE dye system. It is an African version, they say. On the side you'll have some specs, but you can read up on it. It's basically a proper 8 to 10 kilowatt hour system. I'll go into the detail at some other stage about the settings, but it's quite easy. It's operated like that. I even have done some settings in between, but you can see exactly what's flowing from the panels. You can see what's flowing from the battery, what's flowing from the grid, and what's consumed. So it's very easy to do. I've done a couple of nice things like the system work, where you can quite easily, according to the user manual, also fine-tune your settings according to your use of your system. So that will differ per person. There's not a perfect solution, but for us, I'm busy fine-tuning to get the best out of the most out of the system. Okay, so as I said, the inverter, that's the heart of the operation, managing everything. The two batteries, that's also about 5 plus 5, so it's 10 kilowatt hour batteries. And the inverter, we chose to make sure that if there's load shedding, that it doesn't trip up if we have a kettle going and things like that. And it's quite easy to work out as well. Being a 10 kilowatt system, almost everything is 10 kilowatt. Even the solar panels is around 8, 9 or 10 kilowatts, so it's easy to calculate. But let's go to the roof. Let's go and see the solar panels as well. So remember, that's 10 kilowatt hour inverter, which you can then add up all your appliances, see if that will manage it and not trip. Because if it's a, let's say, 3 kilowatt hour inverter, your kettle will even trip. And then the batteries will last about an hour if you run it full capacity. We've never run it full capacity. At most we draw about 6 kilowatt hour, meaning the system can last almost 2 hours if you really give it a hard go. Yes, GoSolr will not, let's say generally, but let's say they will not connect your geyser and your stove, but that's okay. We're saving quite a lot of electricity anyway. But let's go to the roof. You see a very neat job at the top. They ran it in the garage. We're lucky. So if it's in the kitchen, it's a little bit more complicated, but we're lucky that it's in the garage. In the kitchens it can be a bit noisy and difficult for them to drill in the house as well. But for us, we're lucky it's in the garage. For entertainment value, there's our tortoise finding its way down to the bottom of the house, seeking some sun as well. You can see it's a double story, so they've done a very neat job. They drilled out of the side of the house from the garage and they connected all the way up to the roof. Very neat job, I think. They had to even carry the panels up the side of our house, but the panels are so light these days that went quite quickly. There you can see 7 panels. more or less on the northern side of the house, us being in the southern hemisphere. North is a good area, and there's more panels where the sun is coming up as well. But I'll show it when we get on the roof. Come on the roof, you can hear the birds in the background, so hopefully you can see the perfect view as well. But there's 7 panels on the one side and 7 on the other, so they issued to 14 panels, each of which have around the efficiency of around 500 watt per hour. So 14, if they run efficiently, it can be up to 5,000. We got 5,000 onto winter, up to 6,000 watt or 6 kilowatt an hour, meaning if your batteries, which is 10, and if you get 5 out of your system on the solar, in 2 hours you can have it maxed. So it's quite nice that everything almost adds up to 10. So let's say you get about 5 out of the sun per hour, 5 kilowatt per hour will fill your 5 kilowatt 1 kilowatt 1 battery. Okay, let's go and look at the others as well. But this is more or less north facing in that direction. So the corner of our house points into northern direction. Beautiful panels, and I think they've neatly installed it as well. Very happy with their work. It was Non-Stop Solar who did the inverter for GoSolr, and another team the solar panel installation. Very friendly people as well. And yes, sometimes with us, yes, you can be unfortunate. So we had a couple of cracked tiles, but from the start go, we were open about it. I told them if it does break, we're lucky we've got an extra couple of tiles, and shame the youngest lad even painted for us as well. So that's facing where our sun will come up, and then it will move over and give us some proper sunlight. So very happy with the solution. The efficiency, as I said, even in winter time, we're running up to 4 or 5 kilowatt from the system, which is almost 80% efficiency, which I think is much more than a spec. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you want more information, I'll post more videos to come your way. So my name is Milan, and I was very happy to bring you this segment. And yes, I hope you enjoyed this. And yes, the GoSolr large, you only pay 2,900 rands per month, and your savings can be quite a lot. With us, we're not using a lot of electricity, but even with us, we're saving at least 1,000 rands per month. So it's really worth it, and we're having a lot of fun with this. Enjoy.